Welcome to Taste China, Learn English.
Hello, everyone.
Today, we are taking you on a really fun journey. I want you to imagine right now that you are walking down a vibrant, really busy street in the city of Chongqing, or, maybe Chengdu.
Oh, yeah, the atmosphere there is just incredible.
It really is. It is evening, the damp air is heavy, and you are surrounded by these glowing neon signs.
Right.
And as you walk, you smell roasted spices and like this sharp vinegar floating in the steam from dozens of street food stalls.
It's a smell you never forget.
Exactly. And from almost every single stall, you hear a very specific sound. If you listen closely, it sounds like this. Slip, slip, slip.
That sound, that is the heartbeat of those city streets,
It
honestly.
really is.
When you hear that rapid slurping, you are listening to people absolutely devouring bowls of a very famous dish. They are eating hot and sour sweet potato noodles.
Ah.
In Chinese, this beloved street food is known as swan lefen.
Swan lefen. It is truly the soul of Chinese street food.
Yeah.
I mean, millions of bowls are served every single day.
Millions, easily.
But today, our mission for you is a little bit different. We are not just exploring the history of the dish itself. We are going to learn exactly how to describe these incredible, complex textures and flavors in English.
Right, which is so important.
Yeah, we want you to be able to talk about this amazing food using perfect, really descriptive English vocabulary.
Because connecting language to a sensory experience is, well, it's one of the most effective ways to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
When you can taste the vocabulary, you remember it. And this particular bowl of noodles provides a massive sensory experience for you.
It really does.
But before we even discuss the taste of the broth, we have to look at the dish, and we have to feel it in our mouths. The physical texture is where the magic really begins.
Right. The foundation of swan lefen is, of course, the noodle itself.
Yeah.
Now, for listeners who might be picturing Italian pasta like a bowl of spaghetti, you need to completely erase that image from your mind.
Totally different.
Yeah, this noodle behaves entirely differently.
And the behavior changes because the base ingredient is different. Italian pasta is made from wheat flour, right?
Right.
And wheat contains gluten, which creates a very solid, dense structure.
Yeah.
So when you bite a wheat noodle, it snaps cleanly.
It has a bite to it.
Exactly. But the noodles in swan lefen are not made from wheat. They're made from sweet potato starch.
Sweet potato?
Yeah, extracting the pure starch from a root vegetable like a sweet potato and dropping it into boiling water, it creates this flexible, gel-like network.
Oh, wow.
And this chemical difference completely changes the appearance of the food. The English word we use to describe this specific appearance is translucent.
Translucent. I love that word. That is a fantastic vocabulary word. Let's explore what that actually means for a second.
Sure.
So translucent means semi-transparent. If something is completely transparent, like, say, a clear glass window, you can see perfectly through it.
Right, like looking through water.
Exactly. And if something is opaque, like a brick wall, you cannot see through it at all.
It blocks everything.
Right. Translucent sits right in the middle of those two. Light can pass through the object, but the image is not perfectly clear.
That's a great way to explain it. It's like the frosted glass you might see on a bathroom window.
Oh, yes. Perfect example.
It operates on the exact same principle.
Yeah.
The glass glows when the sun hits it, but the details behind the glass are blurred.
Yeah.
And when you use your chopsticks to pull these sweet potato noodles out of the dark, rich broth, they catch the light of the street lamps.
They really do.
They have that glowing, translucent quality, almost like strings of soft glass.
Strings of soft glass that paints such a cool picture. And that gel-like network of sweet potato starch, it doesn't just change the way the noodles look, it dictates how they feel.
Oh, absolutely.
When you finally take a bite, the vocabulary words we use to describe the feeling are chewy, springy, and bouncy.
Bouncy. I love that.
Yeah.
Those words all describe a sense of elasticity. When your teeth press down into that sweet potato starch gel, the noodle does not want to break immediately.
It fights back a little.
It stretches, yeah. It pushes back against your teeth just a little bit before it finally gives way. It has the physical resistance of a coiled metal spring.
I just love the idea of a food being bouncy. Usually, we use the word bouncy for a rubber ball hitting the ground.
Right, right.
Applying it to food is so interesting. It is almost as if the noodle acts like a tiny little mattress for your teeth.
A mattress?
Yeah, you bite down, the noodle compresses, and then it tries to spring back to its original shape.
That is exactly it. And that physical resistance makes the act of eating much more engaging for your jaw muscles.
Definitely.
In many Asian culinary traditions, this specific elastic resisting texture is highly prized. It's frequently referred to as a Q texture.
A Q texture.
Yeah, the letter Q. If diner says a food has a good Q, they mean the chef has achieved that perfect, bouncy, resisting bite.
That is fascinating. So we have this beautifully translucent, bouncy, springy noodle serving as our base. It is essentially a blank canvas. But because that sweet potato gel is so dense, the flavor of the soup cannot easily soak inside the noodle.
Right, it doesn't absorb liquids like wheat pasta does.
Right. So to solve that problem, the dish relies on a broth that is so intensely flavored, it completely coats the outside of the noodle.
And what a broth it is.
Let's break down the name of the dish itself, swan le fen, to really understand that intense broth.
Okay, so the first word gives us the primary flavor note, swan. In Chinese, swan means sour.
Sour.
But the sourness in this broth does not come from a simple flat acid like plain white vinegar.
No, not at all.
It comes from a dark aged vinegar. And the aging process gives the vinegar a deep, really complex sharpness that just activates your salivary glands instantly.
Instantly, your mouth just waters.
Yes. The English word we use for this type of sharp, energetic flavor is zesty.
Zesty, Z-E-S-T-Y. That is such an active, bright word.
It really is.
When I hear the word zesty, I think of a flavor that wakes up the mouth. It is not dull, and it is not heavy.
A zesty flavor demands your attention. It is a bright spark on the tongue. So that zesty aged vinegar creates the swan.
Got it.
From there, we move to the second word in the name, la. La represents the heat. It is the spice.
The famous spice.
But for anyone who has not tried authentic food from the Sichuan region, this is where the experience becomes, well, highly unusual.
Oh, definitely.
This is not just a standard hot burning sensation from a typical chili pepper. It is a numbing heat.
Wait, okay, I have to stop and push back on this concept for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Because to numb something means to take away all physical feeling, right?
Right.
If I go to the dentist to get a tooth pulled, the doctor gives me an injection to numb my mouth so I feel absolutely nothing.
Thank goodness for that.
Yes. But if I am sitting down to eat a delicious bowl of street food, why would I want my mouth to feel numb?
That's a fair question.
I mean, eating is about feeling and tasting. Losing my sense of touch sounds like a culinary disaster.
It really does seem like a massive contradiction, doesn't it? Removing feeling while eating.
It does.
But the numbing sensation in swan le fen operates through a totally different biological mechanism than a dentist's medicine.
Okay. How so?
The feeling comes from a small, dried berry called the Sichuan peppercorn. When the oils from this peppercorn touch your lips and your tongue, they do not freeze the tissue.
Oh, okay.
Instead, they interact with your nerve receptors to create a specific tingling sensation.
Tingling.
Yeah.
That word makes me think of like a tiny electrical current, like a small vibrating buzz on the surface of the skin.
Yes, and the science behind it actually confirms that buzzing feeling. The active compound in the peppercorn tricks your brain into perceiving a physical vibration.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Your lips and your tongue feel like they're vibrating at around 50 hertz.
That is wild.
It is. And this tingling sensation dramatically alters the environment of your mouth. It does not mute your taste buds at all. It actually overstimulates them.
Ah, okay. So the tingling vibration acts like an amplifier for the other ingredients.
Precisely. When your tongue is tingling from the peppercorn, and you suddenly introduce the zesty sour vinegar along with the burning heat of the red chili oil.
Oh, wow.
The combination just overwhelms your senses. It creates a literal flavor explosion.
A flavor explosion.
The vibration opens up your palate, making the sourness taste brighter and the chili heat feel deeper.
And the sensation is so intense and so wildly different from typical food that it becomes highly addictive.
Addictive, yes.
We often use the word addictive for substances that alter our brain chemistry, like caffeine in coffee.
Right.
But when we use it for food, it means the physical experience is so compelling and so thrilling that you simply cannot stop yourself from continuing to eat.
You just keep going back for more.
Yeah, the brain releases a rush of endorphins to handle the intense spice, and you just start chasing that feeling.
You really do chase it. I mean, your mouth is tingling, your lips feel like they are buzzing with electricity, and the spice might even be making your nose run.
It almost always does.
Exactly. Your body is reacting strongly, yet you just keep reaching for your chopsticks to pull up another translucent noodle.
You are addicted to the thrill of the flavor explosion.
The whole architecture of the dish is designed perfectly to encourage that addiction. The bouncy noodle gives your teeth a satisfying workout, while the zesty, numbing broth provides this massive rush of flavor.
It's genius. And that bouncy noodle and buzzing broth, they sound incredible just on their own. But a bowl of swan le fen is not a complete symphony without its supporting cast.
No, it needs the extras.
A bowl of soup needs structure. We really need to look at the toppings that are scattered over the surface of the broth.
True. The vendor will rarely hand you a bowl containing only noodles and liquid.
Right.
The classic required additions include a spoonful of crispy soybeans, a helping of pickled vegetables, and very often a scoop of minced pork.
Minced pork. Let's look closely at that word, minced. That means the meat has been chopped up with a heavy knife into incredibly tiny fragments.
Very, very small pieces.
Yeah, and those tiny pieces of meat sink into the broth and get perfectly tangled inside the pile of bouncy noodles.
That's the best part.
It is. And then we have the crispy soybeans. You know, these ingredients are not just scattered on top to make the bowl look pretty.
Not at all. They serve a vital mechanical function in the mouth. These specific toppings introduce contrast.
Contrast.
Yes. To define contrast simply, it is a clear, noticeable difference between two things.
Like light and dark.
Exactly. In a painting, a dark black shadow placed directly next to a bright white light creates visual contrast.
Mm.
But in the culinary world, we're usually talking about the difference between physical textures.
Right, because if you eat an entire bowl of food where every single bite feels exactly the same, even if it is delicious, your brain eventually gets bored.
It does.
The sensory experience just becomes flat.
Right.
You have these long, smooth, springy sweet potato noodles. So to create contrast, the chef adds the crunchy texture of the roasted soybeans.
And crunch is so important. A crunchy texture produces a sharp, audible noise when you bite down on it, like eating a hard potato chip.
Yeah, you can hear it in your head.
The soybeans have been roasted or fried until all the moisture is completely gone. So when you take a bite of the dish, you experience the soft, slippery glide of the sweet potato gel, and then suddenly, crack, crack, the dry soybean shatters between your teeth.
I think of this contrast using like a musical analogy.
Oh, I like that.
Imagine a live band playing a song. The noodles and the deeply flavored broth are the melody of the song.
Okay.
They are the smooth, continuous vocal line that you follow from start to finish. But a melody needs structure. The crunchy soybeans and the tiny fragments of minced pork, they are the rhythm section.
Ah, right.
They act like the drums, providing a crisp, sharp, percussive beat that keeps the entire song moving forward with energy.
That drum beat of the soybeans prevents your palate from falling asleep.
Exactly.
And importantly, the concept of contrast in this dish applies to the flavors just as much as the physical textures.
Oh, for sure.
We need to look back at the zesty sour vinegar we discussed earlier. That acid performs a very specific physical job against the chili oil. The English phrase we use for this job is to cut through.
To cut through. That is an incredibly useful phrase for our language learners to remember.
Very common in cooking.
Let's explain the physical mechanics of a flavor cutting through something else.
Well, a spicy broth like swan le fen contains a large amount of red chili oil.
Yes, lots of oil.
And fat and oil are physically heavy. When you eat them, they leave a thick film that coats your entire tongue.
It can feel very heavy.
Yeah, if you only consume heavy oil, Your taste buds get blocked, and the food starts to feel exhausting to eat.
Right.
But a sharp, zesty acid, like the dark vinegar, acts like a knife. It physically slices through that layer of heavy fat and washes it away.
It cleans the tongue.
Exactly.
So using a strong, bright flavor to balance out a heavy, fatty flavor means it cuts through the richness.
Yes.
Like you squeeze a fresh lemon over a piece of deep-fried fish for the exact same reason.
Perfect example.
The sour lemon juice cuts through the frying oil, so the fish tastes light and fresh instead of just greasy.
And the aged vinegar slicing through the thick chili oil is what allows you to finish a massive bowl of swan le fen. It achieves perfect culinary balance.
It constantly resets your palate.
Yes, so you are ready for the next tingling, bouncy bite.
We have covered so much ground today. We have walked the glowing streets of Chengdu, explored the chemical structure of sweet potato starch, and uncovered the vibrating secrets of the Sichuan peppercorn.
It's been a trip.
It really has. But now it is time to slow down just a bit. To ensure you walk away today with a stronger English vocabulary, we are going to carefully review the linguistic spices we have gathered during this deep dive.
Repetition is the key to mastering a language, after all.
Absolutely.
We will go through the core terms we discussed deliberately and slowly. Please listen closely to the pronunciation and the meaning of each word.
And I highly encourage you, our listener, to practice saying these words out loud wherever you are right now. I will say the word and I will give you a second to just repeat it out loud.
It really helps.
Feel the shape of the word in your mouth. Are you ready? Let's start with the physical texture of the sweet potato noodle.
Okay.
The first words are springy or bouncy. I will give you a second to say those out loud. Springy, bouncy.
Yeah, and those words describe an elastic, chewy texture. It is a food that acts like a coil pushing back slightly against your teeth when you bite into it.
Excellent. Next, we move to the physical appearance of that same noodle. Translucent. Go ahead and say it. Translucent.
This means allowing light to pass through, but remaining semi-transparent. It glows, much like a piece of frosted glass.
Moving to the flavor, we have the unique physical sensation caused by the Sichuan peppercorns. Tingling. Give that one a try. Tingling.
That is that buzzing, vibrating, slightly numbing physical sensation that spreads across your lips and your tongue.
Perfect. Then we have the vocabulary word to describe the intense desire to keep eating the dish. Addictive. Try saying that out loud. Addictive.
A sensation or flavor that is so compelling and thrilling that you simply cannot get enough of it. You just cannot stop.
And finally, the culinary term for balancing the elements of the bowl. Contrast. Take a second for this one. Contrast.
The clear, noticeable difference between two things, such as the loud, crunchy texture of the roasted soybeans compared to the soft, smooth texture of the noodles.
Fantastic work. So what is the final takeaway for you, our listener?
The takeaway is that whether you are a dedicated fan of intense spices or a diner who is fascinated by unique, bouncy textures, Swan Le Fen is an absolute must-try experience.
It really is.
It is a masterpiece of culinary engineering. It combines translucent noodles with a zesty, numbing flavor explosion, perfectly balanced by crunchy contrast.
It is a true adventure contained inside a single paper bowl.
Beautifully said.
And that idea of adventure leaves me with the final, slightly provocative thought for you to ponder on your own today.
Oh, okay.
We discussed how demanding this dish is on the human body, right? The peppercorns make your tongue tingle and vibrate.
Yeah.
The hot chili oil numbs your mouth and makes you sweat. You almost always need to grab a pile of tissues with you because the spice will absolutely make your nose run.
It is a physically exhausting meal.
It is. It creates a state of temporary physical distress.
It really does.
Exactly. So my question for you is this. Why do we, as human beings, find such addictive pleasure in foods that technically cause our bodies distress?
That's a good point.
A wild animal avoids plants that cause a burning sensation. But humans, we seek them out. Why do we love the foods that hurt us just a little bit?
It is quite the paradox.
What does our love for numbing, spicy, challenging foods say about our adventurous human spirit? It is just something for you to think about the next time your lips are buzzing from a spicy meal.
That is a wonderful philosophical question to chew on as we wrap up our journey today.
If you enjoyed learning with us today, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And remember to bring some tissues for your nose next time you eat. See you next time.